corner itself. 3 days after the shooting, evidence markers were still spread over the pavement, little numbered reminders that the bloodshed was not of a dream. It happened here, recently, not too far out of touch. Pamela Bosley stood close to the curb looking at the crowd. She co-founded the organization Purpose Over Pain, an organization that consists of parents who lost their children due to gun violence. This was not her first vigil. It was not her second or 10th. She talked as if she had been taught how to endure intolerable loss and be able to stand on her feet. She reminded the audience that it is not accidental tragedy. These are patterns, predictable, repeating, preventable. She said that these are our children getting killed. Without a change, everyone would be at a picket line at some point. It was not a slogan, it was a warning.
All right, salutes, right? So I'm listening to this, and I appreciate the approach, or at least the opinion of the content creator, right? But just looking at it from my angle. Now, originally, I thought that they was looking for her on that hit, right? Based off of them text messages, not text messages, sorry, they were like posts and stuff where, you know, she might have been joking on the dead or something, or even disrespecting the dead, right? There is a possibility it could be him as well. He on demon time, okay? They both was moving a little reckless. You know, here's the thing, man, and you know, no disrespect, but you know, just because you can produce a child does not necessarily make it that you're like dad material. You know, I'll be honest with you. If you were like dad material, like you can't be like outside doing crazy shit, you know? At some point you have to, you know, you got to kind of pull back a little bit, because obviously there's like another life that technically you're in charge of, right? Before, when it was just you bugging out, you know, you might think of your mom like that, or your pops like that, or maybe even a family member, right? But you know, at the end of the day, like, your child is who, you know, relies on you. And that's why I've always said you got to get all that shit out your system, like in your 20s, early 30s, you know, maybe like late 30s, maybe even 40s is when you find yourself with I feel like at that point in your life, that's a good spot to start the family style life. Like, it's not really beneficial to start the family style life like in the very beginning when you're younger, you know? But, you know, again, everybody chooses their own fate. So they technically both was on demon time. They had the baby with them. That's crazy. Now, here's where my problem is. Because, you know, they almost trying to paint it as the boyfriend is what, trying to set up his own baby mamas. It's definitely a possibility. There's only one problem, bro. Because and this definitely changes everything, because I thought that homie was the passenger and I thought shorty was the driver. It turns out homie was the driver, shorty was the passenger. I still think that that's wrong, but if, you know, if that's the final positioning of them, you know, like, so you telling me I want to kill, you know, and I'm looking at it from the perspective that the cops think it's the baby daddy, the get us in the driver's seat. Even if I'm trying to get my baby moms murked, why would I put myself in like the direct line of fire of the people that are shooting? That's why I rewound it.
3 men exit. They don't rush. They walk to the white sedan and take positions around it. Multiple angles. This is geometry, not chaos. They knew what they were doing. The first volley, long guns, not handguns. The witnesses who heard it from blocks away described it as continuous, like firecrackers that wouldn't stop. Over 50 rounds based on the shell casings and evidence.
Like right here, he is shooting directly across, right? No matter who he trying to shoot, Shorty's gonna be the one to succumb to her injuries here. Homie only gets hit twice. One in his ass. Okay, hell of a place to get hit, right? And then one, I think, in his arm. Did the shooter right here, does the shooter stop shooting this way? When he was coming like this across, did he empty the most shots like right in here? Because if he did, he definitely could get her. But damn, the baby's in the back. And then how can you really tell? Look, because all this shit is, you know, like all this shit is dark. It doesn't even look like the windows have been blown out yet. This hick is crazy. He got right up on you. And here's the other part. Like, how reckless of this higger right here. He's positioned himself that anything that he misses right here, he's going to hit all down this block. That bullet got to hit something. Right? Like, let's be for real. I'm sure it can't go forever, but like at some point that bullet has to hit something or slow down or just fall out the air. You know, what if a motherfucker coming out of store right here? You coming out, you having the greatest day of your life. And there's a higger down the block and he's shooting. And one of them bullets is gonna get loose and it might hit you. That's crazy. This higger right here. He getting the job done. Don't get me wrong. Like he the illest killer of all of them. This higger's still back here. And I think he's like taking off running. Like this higger right here, he was ready, bro. He went into the job ready to get it done. Yo, here's another crazy thing, brother. There's a bus back here. So there's probably people sitting at the bus stop. You could be at a fucking bus stop, my nigga, listening to your headphones. And before you even know it, there's a bullet coming down the block. Where's it going to hit you? If it hits you in the body, holy shit, out of nowhere, you're like, oh my God, what happened? Ah, I'm in pain. And it's because your ass done got shot. You feel me? Look, there's a bus over here, but he said, hey, there got to be like a bus stop right in there. And this nigga just shooting. Yo, if he would have caught Shorty, like if his whole thing would have been come over here, he would have caught Shorty coming through here, then he would have hit these bricks back here. Worst case scenario. But standing at this angle, boy, if you miss anything going in that, and you know, like let's be for real, he's not that far off on the car. So I don't even anticipate that he's missing. I don't think he's going to miss this car from where he's at. Like, let's be for real. You just got to aim at it at that point. Like, you don't even got to, you know, he's shooting in the doors. Imagine being the driver right here. And that nigga got hit twice. You know, like let's be for real. So I'm just saying, as far as like baby daddy like helping, he's the one that set it up for it to be that way. I definitely do not think so. Hell no, bro. You know what type of life you putting your life at risk right there. You know, let's say this is your homie, that's fine, but like, what do you even do? Like, if your homie's supposed to shoot this way, or like, you know, like if he's your homie, then you're gonna tell him, yo, you got to come all the way to the bumper, my nigga, and shoot at her. You know what I mean? Even though I'm gonna be in the car and I got my kid in the back, y'all niggas has been shooting since back there. Like, let's be for real, bro. That definitely don't make no type of sense that the baby daddy's in on it. I'm calling it right now. I'm locking that one in. Okay? I only have to come back if by some fucking twisted you feel me, like fuck around, the police end up finding out that he was in on it, I'll be fucking completely shocked. This doesn't make no type of sense. Like, let's be for real, my nigga. Like, come on, man. He's sitting right here. I thought Shorty was driving. And he was on the other side, and that's how he was able to just kind of like maybe do like this and got hit in the arm, maybe got hit in the ass, but she taking most of the bullets, right? Because she right there. No, he's directly centered in the middle. You telling me he's looking at his boy, or he's looking at a motherfucker he know, and the motherfucker's right there, he's shooting? Come on. Let's be for real, man. Okay? Shout out to Jonathan. The mother also gets on that energy, speaking and acting spicy. I've seen plenty of mothers be like that, right? Acting spicy, talking slick. You feel me? You know who that reminds me of? Ugh, a few people. Okay, a few people. You end up, you end up pissing off the wrong person. Salutes. Where is it? Chicago. I listen. You can't beef with a Higger from Chicago, bruh. Okay, salutes to all my Chicago Higgers. Never, never, no beef with no Chicago Higger. No, thank you. Hell no, Higger. Do you have guns? If you say yes, or you know niggas with guns, I don't want no smoke with a Chicago Higger, bruh. Them Higgers is different. Okay, they get to really shooting it out in the streets, man. Okay, that shit's crazy. All right. Shout out to Jonathan. I don't wish death on them, especially leaving a young baby daughter behind. But knowing Chicago violence and what goes down, neither of them were innocent angels. If the man is gangbanging, yeah, the mama on that same type of energy with the talk in the crib, like niggas do it. Niggas be talking about the dead, you know what I mean? And some niggas just do it too good. Too good, like that's why I'm happy to say anybody I ever played like that with, that I even partaked in that, I did not think for a second that you were like that. See, don't get me wrong. These Higgins, is crazy, and who knows, that they might get caught. Look, there's a video that shows them, you know what I mean? They should have known too, like it's like broad daylight. It's 1 p.m., right? Well, what time was it? What's that, 2:07? All right, just 2:07 in the afternoon, catching them niggas slipping and running down on them in just the middle of the street. Damn, executing them dudes. That's insane. But that's how them boys get down. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Markers, Chicago PD.
Now imagine, because that's where I felt like the story was going, where they was trying to introduce that it could be the baby daddy. My nigga, why would I do all this? If I wanted to kill my baby mamas, why would I do all this? Wouldn't I just tell y'all to catch it? Catch her when she be with my daughter and bang, just take her out. Why would I sit in the car while niggas is shooting at the car? Okay, hell no. Something could go wrong. One of you fools could hit me in the head and kill me. Why would I do that? Jonathan, plenty of shorties get all cute on Snapchat, IG, Facebook, throwing up and down gang signs. That's enough. Ugh. You feel me? Just, doing the gang stuff. They know it. Listen, hopefully they know the risk they take. All right. FBG Duck got unalived on Oak Street and Michigan Ave going into Dolce & Gabbana or Chanel store. Right. That was different. All right. They gunned that nigga down. Him out shopping and shit. Right. Polly had like some nice bread on him. Polly's about to pick something up. And next thing you know, motherfuckers is coming down the block and they're hanging out the car. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, you cannot beef with Chicago Higgins, man. Okay, you just can't, bro. You can't. They on a different level, bro. They on a different level. Chicago niggas, stay the fuck up off the internet, bruh. Please, okay. Or Higgins is gonna be catching bodies, because there's some of these internet Higgins, bro. They be they be talking slick. So imagine you talking slick, and a motherfucker run down on you like that. That's crazy. Look, and they're fucking stuck. Move that fucking truck. That nigga in the truck got out and said, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm out of here. That's insane too, because imagine being this person. Now, I wonder what happens. Was this nigga coming down the block like this and the car bang and dragged them all the way in there? And then these niggas started unloading on him, hell? Damn, I wish this nigga would have got more footage though. See, he got a decent footage.
Men didn't care about being tracked, or they were confident nobody would talk. Both options tell you something. The approach. 3 men exit. They don't rush. They walk to the white sedan and take position.
They're shooting from up there, bro.
Around it. Multiple angles. This is geometry,
This
not chaos. They knew what they were doing. The first volley. Long guns, not handguns. The witnesses who heard it from blocks away described it as continuous, like firecrackers that wouldn't stop. Over 50 rounds based on the shell casings and evidence markers Chicago PD later documented at the scene.
Damn.
The sedan lurched forward from the impact and crashed into a parked GMC van. The van driver, just some person sitting in their car, climbed out unhurt and refused medical treatment. Wrong place, nothing else. The second pass. This is the part that separates this from everything else. After the initial barrage, the 3 men ran back to the Alfa Romeo. It pulled forward, positioned itself in front of the wrecked sedan, and they fired more rounds into the car.
So you telling me the baby daddy is in on it, and the plan, if not bad enough, run down on me and shoot the car up. But then the next part of the plan is for them to pull up alongside and let off more shots? Who believes that? Who believes that? Who believes that the baby daddy has something to do with it?
Is nearby.
Told you.
It was the last spot you'd expect any kind of violence to pop off. Slowly around 1:25 in the afternoon, at least 3 men walked up to the vehicle.
Yeah, I seen that. Shout out to Confederate Kenny. She wasn't an angel the way she was talking on her Facebook posts. You know, she was talking greasy on the Facebook posts. You know, I'm sure they were both on demon time. I'll definitely say that. They both was on demon time. Or they both was down to like talk shit. Because one of the things you got to take from this is that what they're trying to say is that you don't know how somebody's gonna react. You know, you just don't. You know, motherfuckers take that shit to heart. You know, and next thing you know, they checking out your location. They know where you at. They pulling up, nigga. You feel me? Yeah, baby daddy survived. He got shot in the ass and in the arm. Baby mama dead, and the baby is unscathed.
They were armed, and they didn't hesitate. What happened next got caught on camera by a witness who was on their way home from work. That witness started recording as soon as they saw what was about to go down. Men opened fire on that white car. We're talking about over 50 rounds getting pumped into the vehicle, just a relentless attack. After they emptied their clips, they ran to a red Alfa Romeo that was waiting nearby. But instead of just taking off
to survive.
It's like something out of a war zone.
The female victim is identified as 26-year-old Gabryel Ayers. Cook County Crime Stoppers is offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to the person or persons responsible for her murder. Multiple people pulled over or ran over to try and help them. So everyone shot.
Damn, look at all them bullet holes, bro. You don't even see blood or nothing in here. What the fuck? Oh, no, because this is the bag. The blood is probably like on the seat and shit. Look at all them shots. Holy shit. They fucked up the door handle. They shot mad times where the door handle's at. Right here. Another one right there. Yo, look, that's crazy. They went through the back. But they probably going in an angle. So they're coming in that way. If you was to close this door. I don't think homie was, because at some point homie gets like right here. This type of angle. And that's when he probably starts letting them off this way. This nigga probably ducked or some shit. I don't even know. You know, what do you even do there? Do you try to like lean back? You better hope the nigga don't come up like right up on you and start shooting. That's crazy. You in a fucking trap right there. And none of them bullets hit that. Look, because even right here, this one in the back, a good enough angle, it would have went straight through the baby. Right? But it almost looks like it like this. Bang. It's hitting the mom. That one hit the mom for sure. The baby, though, the baby is chilling. These right here, I think there's shots that are going through here. I'm surprised this nigga didn't get. That's why he got hit in the ass. I wonder if he tried to duck his ass down in here in the bottom. Got hit in the ass, hit in the arm. Shorty probably got her fucking wig split. I wonder where them bullets landed. You know?
The victim's daughter, a baby girl, was located unharmed in her car seat.
It's a miracle with all the gunshot wounds on that car on both sides and all the shooting that took place, that baby was spared and nothing. God must have a plan for that baby.
No arrests have been made, and again, Crime Stoppers is now offering a $10,000 reward. You can reach out to CPD or to Crime Stoppers, where you can remain anonymous. Live in Auburn, Gresham, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
And then who knows?
Shortly after, somebody made a post that read, "They just..."
Right? Hopefully you didn't tell mad people. Somebody's going to be like, I could drop a dime on these hickers, you know what I mean? Get the 10K. And you out of there, man. It's that easy. Shout out to Willie Chicago. He didn't really get hit because people in Chicago drive with their seat all the way back. That's how she got hit. Plus, the shooters thought he was probably in the passenger seat. Remember, windows is tinted. But from where the dude is shooting, though, regardless of that, though, like, look, from where the dude is shooting, look where that hick is shooting at, man.
To the vehicle. They were armed and they didn't hesitate. What happened next got caught on camera.
At that point, it don't even matter because he's shooting into the driver's side door. And at the angle that he's shooting, he taking out everybody in that front row. You know what I mean? He trying to kill everything in that front row right there. Now, here's the thing, though. I would love to find out that them hickers know that the baby was in there. Yo, I'm telling you, man, don't beef with a Chicago hicker, bro. Don't beef with a Chicago hicker. Them niggas don't give a fuck, nigga. They start spraying. Bro, they shooting everybody, man. That'd be fucked up. That'd be fucked up if they knew the baby was in the car. Damn, that's I'm trying not to laugh, but it's just like, damn, bro, like higgers are ruthless. Okay? Here on YouTube, but don't say fuck them kids, but don't say fuck the baby. Bruh, in the real streets, some higgers say fuck that baby. Okay? They just do. And I'm even surprised that they're surprised, right? Because there's a dude like, oh my God, I can't believe, really? With all that we get to see about how our society functions, right? I listen, I come from the day where technically you saw the news, right? That was it. Okay, it was the news. You know what's dope? I lived in the pre-internet and the internet era. You know how much doper the internet era was, right? But before this, you know what I mean? Like you had to like watch the news or a movie or something to that effect. Now they have like streaming services and all that type of shit where, there's a lot more information out there. There's a lot more that you can watch. And the thing is that, bro, like there's not a lot that actually surprises. I might be surprised like in the moment where like, something happens, right? I'm watching this. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is crazy, right? Am I surprised, like completely surprised? Oh my God, I can't believe our society is like this. No. Okay. No. Some of the details are surprising. Like, oh shit. But like, does this shock me? No, not one bit. Okay. I've watched enough to know that, bro, this has been happening forever. This happens, that old good saying, hickers get shot every day, B. Okay. Somebody's getting shot or shot at. You know what I'm saying? So this is life. And this, when they go to do statistics, this ain't going to be like the only one. You feel me? Like there's going to be multiple shootings. So this happens over and over again every year across America. It's not that surprising. All right, Jonathan, they don't care about the kids. So many little innocent kids have been caught in the crossfire. Have you seen Hardball with G Baby? No. I don't know what Hardball with G Baby is. Innocent kids getting caught in the crossfire, like that's again, that's why I say that just because you could bust a nut doesn't mean that you are dad material, And if you are dad material, then you shouldn't be on the internet, antagonizing you know, folks, especially folks that are talking about gunplay and all that type of shit, and you live in Chicago? Hell no. No. Okay? No. So, I would love to find out if, like they're in the thing and they're about to get out and go shoot, and they're like, yo, fuck that baby. Right? Did they know the baby was in there? Now, again, the windows are tinted. So maybe they didn't think that there was anything in there, but were they tailing them? Right? They posted on social media. So on social media, does it show at some point? Does it show them guys, oh shit, the baby is going to be with her? And they said, fuck it. This is the time to get them. They was talking all that reckless shit. She was talking, he was talking, they was talking. Somebody was talking that reckless shit, and we got the drop on these higgers. Let's do them in right now. But they got the baby. Man, fuck that baby. Right? Is that what they say? That crash do look crazy, though. I wonder if... I've been trying to think, why would it be like that, I think what happened is they're coming down... Maybe they're coming down this block, and they see the shooters, and they try to make a reverse. And I think that this car was coming down the block. Or, because it says that he was parked, but like right here, there's an entrance, and it fits right in there. This doesn't even look like a street where you could park on. Or maybe, look, this one's parked over here, and there's some parked over here. Maybe this car is coming this way. Or could they have caught him coming down this block right here? Maybe they were following them, and then they stopped right here. They got out. They shot. This hicker shot straight across the street. Because I don't know, coming this way, were they coming this way? And these hickers come out and start shooting this way, and they crash like this. I don't know, man.
One's deceased brother in a casket after Gabryel's death. Now, this is where things start to get real murky. Gabryel had an old social media post from November 21st, 2025 that resurfaced after her death. She'd made a post saying she was going to post someone's deceased brother in a casket on her page. The post sparked heated exchanges in the comments. A woman questioned whether Gabryel would actually post it, warning that Rico and someone else were going to handle it. She also asked if Gabryel's people were getting dragged out of a car, going on a mission. Gabryel replied, saying, "My brother got left on a hit." That same day, Gabryel had also posted saying she didn't care about anyone posting her address because she was... That same day, Gabryel had also replied, saying,
So when they use them fucking AI voices, that AI voice keep fucking up and saying, left my brother on a hit. And it's not. She's talking about her brother. Your brother got left on a hit. Right? Diamond Howard and Reef, didn't he actually get shot? Didn't he actually got shot and dragged out the car, leaving blood down the street? Who's Reef? You know what I mean? Is Reef related to her? Is Reef, somebody that she know?
"My brother got left on a hit."
No, not my brother, your brother.
Same day, Gabryel had also posted saying she didn't care about anyone posting her address because she was moving anyway.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you should be posting your address, where your baby at. I don't give a fuck about no bitch posting that crib. I'm moving. Even you say some shit like that, and a motherfucker take it serious, they be like, yo, bro, we definitely got to make a move now. Because if they move, we're going to lose them.
Now, looking back at these posts after what happened to Gabryel, people started connecting dots. The exchanges weren't just casual online arguments. They involved references to violence, retaliation, actual threats. But here's the thing. While people were looking at Gabryel's social media history, they were also looking at Rico's timeline. And what got found raised even more questions. On February 14th, 2025, almost a full year before the shooting, Rico had made a post that painted a real concerning picture of his relationship with Gabryel. He posted about texting Gabryel to FaceTime him with their daughter, and when she finally called after 3 hours, he said she was getting messed up. He wrote that if anyone even played like that, he was going to put 300 rounds all across them in her.
Oh shit, is that the message right there? That's crazy.
Of his relationship with Gabryel. He posted about texting Gabryel to FaceTime him.
So y'all ready for the story time? So I text my baby mama, Gina, to tell her to FaceTime me with Delilah. So she finally called after 3 hours just to FaceTime me, showing me she getting fact to the floor. Fact? Like fucked? Yo, hold on, man. I need my Chicago people, bro. Fact, FACKKKEDDD. Does that mean just getting toe up? Or does that mean getting like, yo, hold on. And look at the face. Man, what the fuck? She was getting fucked, bro, to the floor. Then dudes grabbed the phone to be here. Go your daughter OBPS. I know I don't even play like that. I'm finna put the 300 black all across. And her shit OMKS. Told Delilah, tell your mama you love her. Happy Valentine's Day. Holy shit. Imagine this is your baby mama's and she hit you with a fucking photo like this. She getting fucking plowed from the back. This nigga's like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, they caught this nigga off guard like a motherfucker. Who the fuck does that? You know, shorty tripping. So now all of a sudden you want me, bro. Damn, that's crazy. Because that nigga got shot staying with that fucking broad. Even after she did that to him. Look, she did that to him. That was back in February 2025. And he still stayed with the broad. And look, got caught slipping and got shot. You know? That shit ain't even worth it at that point, bro. That bitch gonna kill you. That bitch gonna kill you, nigga. She almost got you killed fucking with this broad. And she's your baby mama's. That's the worst part. When you attach to a bitch forever.
And with their daughter. And when she finally called after 3 hours.
That shit crazy. FaceTime me showing she was getting fact to the flow. That's crazy.
He said she was getting messed up. He wrote,
getting messed up. No, y'all been fucking it up. See, I like that this nigga had like the messages and shit. Because that other one, getting fucked up, meant like, I thought she was like, instead of calling him back to so that he could talk to his daughter, you know, she was drinking. She was getting fucked up. Right? No, she was getting fucked. Meaning there was a hiccup putting fucking meat inside of her. And she decided to go fucking FaceTime the baby daddy and be like, yo, look, another higga, he fucking me. And you want to FaceTime with your baby daddy. Right? Who does that? You know, and then the baby daddy, he's gonna fucking lose it, money. You know, as a man, you end up losing it. You know, depending on how much he cared about the chick. If it was just some fucking bullshit, then okay, maybe. But like, if he cared about her and then she does that, come on, bro. You know, come on.
That if anyone even played like that, he was going to put 300 rounds all across them in her. The post drew responses from people in the comments. Gabryel herself had responded, posting, "You take me down. Hawk, you know I'm coming back." Someone commented telling Gabryel to come get the weapon. Then there were other comments that were even more direct. Someone tagged Rico and wrote, "We finna end her." And Rico replied, "She thinks it's a game." In other responses, he wrote, "She's counting her days. She will not get a second chance to do this."